Hi, this is Tommy from Practical Programmer, and in today's video I'll be going through Maven. So including directory structure, the dependency formats, Maven goals, building with tests, command line, and jar versioning. So we start by creating a new project, and instead of Java we select Maven. We won't use archetype, so we just click next. And there's three items we need to key in, which is a group ID, which will be like your organization, the artifact, which will be the product you're building, and then the version. Now the version depends obviously your liking, but in this case we start with 0.0.1 snapshot. You key in the project name and location. Once the setup visit has finished, the structure is created, and essentially what we're looking at here is the POM file. We are enabling the auto import for dependencies, by the way. So that will show you the group ID, the artifact, and the version that we keyed in. And the POM file lives in the root of the directory. The Maven structure then further has a source folder with the main and test folders. And inside them is a Java and the resources for the main, and Java for the test. This is where the classes and the resources live. And we'll create a new Java class under the main Java. And we'll create a Java class that can read CSV files. And we'll use a third-party library, a dependency managed by Maven, to do this. So we find an example from the internet, for example. And we use the CSV reader class, and we'll basically just copy paste it in here. Right in the main method. So IntelliJ will immediately know that this class is not in the class path. And if we now right click it, we can add the dependency. So add Maven dependency. And we'll have some suggestions through IntelliJ with the different options. So we choose the OpenSCSV, and that will now add the dependency in the POM file. And now you're able to import the class into our own class. And if you're looking at the POM file, you can see that the dependency structure in the POM file. So again, group ID, artifact, and version. You can alternatively also copy paste the dependency XML structure directly into your POM file. So we look at here, for example, the version that in the example is different. So we just change the version number. And if that version is in our local repository, it shows as white, and if not, it's red. And in this case, it's red, and maybe we'll go and download that version. Now, all publicly available Maven dependencies and artifacts are available through the central repository. So we can search for the OpenCSV, for example, there. And that's another way of finding out what the dependency string needs to look like. Select the latest version. And we'll copy the dependencies from there. You can also download the jar file from here if you need to. In order to build the Maven projects, we use the integrated Maven tool. So we'll use actions and type in Maven projects. And firstly, to open this up, we look at the life cycle. So you have different goals in Maven you can run. So firstly, you have clean, validate, compile, and test, and so on. We run firstly the clean project, which essentially does just clean up the current project. And this is the output that you'll see when you run a Maven goal. So first you have the build status and then the output in between and what the artifact we are building here. Next I'll run the compilation goal just to compile our class. Build success is what we're looking for. And what we can see is that there's an additional directory now being created, which is the target, which is where all the artifacts are built into. So here, for example, our class file for our Java file. If I now again run the clean goal, you can see the target directory is removed. So that's what the clean does, essentially. I'm running the package goal now, and that will actually package that into a jar file. So we can see the build success, and we can see that we built a jar file out of our project. And our jar file includes the version number that we defined in the POM file. So with the student test now, we increase the version number by 1 and do a clean and package again. And now we can see that the version in the jar file has been increased. The next key Maven goal we'll be looking at is test, which is essentially executing the tests for the project. So we'll just create a method that we can create tests for. A simple calculation. And we use the shortcut to create the test. And we'll just use JUnit version 4. And we select that method to be included in the test. And as with previously, we'll just add the dependency in the Maven. And looking at the POM file now, we'll see the JUnit has been added as a dependency. And we add a simple equal assertion that the values are what we expect. I will just turn this method into static method, so we don't have to initialize the object. We can use the IntelliJ's test runner as well, so we just right-click the test and click run. So I'll go ahead now and clean the project and run our test. And we can see an output that the tests have been run successfully and the build is success. And there are no failures. Maven also creates us a test report in the Surefire reports directory. We run package now, And we'll see that the tests are also being run as it's a dependency for the package to successfully complete. So we run the test first. Once it's successfully done, we build the jar file. I will now fail the test or force a failure by changing the equal assertion and do a clean and package again. We'll see the output for the failing test. And now we have a build failure. We see a stack trace. Is failing because of the assertion error, and the build has failed. So we have not built our jar file. So far we've been using the lifecycle icons to run our goals, but you can also run custom goals using the Maven execute goal tool. It's here, and you can key in the goal you want. And you can also run multiple goals in the command line. You can also select multiple items in the lifecycle icons as well.